Ako na lang. Ako na lang.
Kasi meron naman tao.
Para maduhog dami imong no? Call to order.
Picture ako.
Ay.
Back to work.
Kapa man na, di ba? Mag-roll call lang.
O ba 3 o'clock? Saan yung script? Saan yung script? Ha? Ano? Dapat may ballpen kayo dito. Always ba? May ballpen dito. Uy, akin ito. Bye, bye. Bye. Kong. 11 o'clock lang ako nagising. 11 o'clock. Uy, bago na ha. Maayong hapon kayong tanan. Everybody is requested to rise and for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ang silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka masisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong paghaw, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nakikinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng maraming pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa atin.
May I request everyone to remain standing for a minute of prayer. Secretary General is hereby directed to call the roll of members. Secretary General, please.
Roll call of members. Honorable Representatives Abalos, Abante, Abunda, Acharon, Asidre, Ako, Adyong, Advincula, Agaraw, Alba, Albano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Angara, Aquino, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison, Arenas, Arrogancia, Asistio, Ataide, Aumentado, Balindong, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Lim, Benitez, Bernos, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondoc, Bongalon, Bordado, Bosita, Briones, Brosas, Buhain, Bulot Begtang, Bustos, Cabredo, Cagas, Kahayon Uy, Calderon, Calixto, Campos, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castro Franz, Castro Jean, Celeste, Chan, Chato, Chua, Chungalaw, Ko Angelica Natasha, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Pilar, Ko Juanco Jaime, Ko Juanco Mark, Colada, Colliantes, Corvera, Cruz Ambrosio, Cruz Ricardo, Cua, Cuaresma, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dayang Hirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor, Del Mar, De Los Santos, Dimaporo Muhammad Khalid, Dimaporo City Amina, Dionisio, Domingo, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Ecleo, Emano, Enverga, Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Udela, Farinas, Fernandez, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Juliet Marie, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galeyos, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Maria Angela, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Guardiola, Garin, Gasataya, Gato, Go Ed Christopher, Go Mark, Goles, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Guico, Gintu, Gulias, Gutierrez, Hagidorn, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera, Horibata, Javier, Ko Olga, Ko Ricardo, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagon Sani, Lara, Lazatin, Lee, Legarda, Libanan, Lim Kaichong, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Makapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Magsino, Malapitan, Mangawang, Maniquis, Manuel, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariano Hernandez, Marinho, Marquez, Martinez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miguel, Momo, Morden, Nava, Nisay, Noel, Nograles Juan Fidel Felipe, Nograles Margarita, Nolasco, Uwaminal, Olaso, Olivares, Ongjuan, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Padiernos, Paduano, Paglas, Palma, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Peña, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Primicia Zagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Remulla, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Reyes, Rillo, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Ieda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sali, Salimbangon, Salo, Salvame, Santos, Saulug, Silverio, Singson Richelle, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Suwan, Suwansing Horacio, Suwansing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Talyado, Tamayo, Tambunting. Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Tambut, Tan Chay, Tan Huatco, Tariela, Teodoro, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tieng, Tolentino, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas, Tutor, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Verzosa, Villa, Villafuerte Luis Raymond, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villanueva, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yamsuan, Yap Christiantel, Yap Christopherson, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, Yu Divina Grace, Yu Giselle Victoria, Yulo, Zamora Amparo Maria, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 311 members responded to the call.
Daghang salamat. With 311 members responding to the call, the chair thereby declares the presence of quorum.
Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the approval for the deferment of the journal, for the approval of the journal of the previous session, Mr. Speaker.
To defer. There's a motion to defer for the approval of the journal. Is there an objection? The chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the bills and resolution on first reading, as well as communications and committee report, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Is there an objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of the bills, resolutions on first reading, as well as messages, communications, committee reports for referral for appropriate committees. Secretary General, please.
Reference of business. Bills on first reading. House Bill 8485, recognizing the role of the members of the Career Executive Service by granting them salaries, special allowances, retirement benefits, and privileges commensurate to their CES ranks, by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 8486, granting Philippine citizenship to Alexander Coravin, by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8487, to promote the sustainable use of coconut and coconut-derived products in the Philippines, by Representative Garcia Albert.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 8488, creating Court of Maritime Appeals, by Representative Gonzales.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8489, upgrading and strengthening the Philippine maritime industry to meet the strategic needs of the changing international and domestic maritime industry and address the economic and national maritime defense situation, by Representative Gonzales.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 8490, establishing an educational scholarship program for immediate dependents of OFWs, both sea-based and land-based, who died or suffered permanent disabilities while working abroad or overseas, by Representative Gonzales.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs.
House Bill 8493, strengthening the barangay as the basic local government unit, by Representative Rama.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8498, increasing the compulsory third-party liability insurance for commercial vehicles and total indemnity claim for death or injury of any passenger, third party, or pedestrian without the necessity of proving fault of negligence, by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8501, granting a 50% discount from funeral services to poor and indigent families and free funeral services to extremely poor families nationwide, by Representative Haresco.
To the Committee on Poverty Alleviation.
House Bill 8502, amending certain provisions of the Universally Accessible, Cheaper, and Quality Medicines Act of 2008 for the purposes of expanding coverage and promoting the use of generic medicines, by Representative Haresco.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 8506, providing for protection of the remittances of OFWs, by Representatives Tulfo Jocelyn and Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
House Bill 8507, granting free tertiary agricultural education and other related courses to all dependent children of qualified indigent farmers, by Representatives Tulfo Jocelyn and Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 8508, establishing the first Monday of June of every year as the start of the academic year in all basic education schools, including foreign and international schools in the Philippines, by Representative Singson Ronald.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 8509, creating Greater Capital Region Subway Corporation, vesting the same with authority to construct and operate the Metro Manila Subway Project, by Representative Herrera.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization, Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8510, creating the Railways Industry Authority of the Philippines, by Representative Herrera.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises, Privatization, Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8511, establishing 2nd District of Bohol Congressional Library and Museum in Ubay, Bohol, by Representative Aumentado.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 8512, declaring the marine mangrove foreshore areas, island and islets of Inabanga, Buena Vista, Getafe, Ubay, President Carlos P. Garcia, Kanihay, Anda, and Mabini, all in the province of Bohol as protected landscapes and seascapes under the National Integrated Protective Area Systems, by Representative Aumentado.
To the Committee on Natural Resources.
House Bill 8513, creating the new Clark City Pre-Fort area, creating for this purpose the new Clark City Development Authority, by Representatives Yap, Christiantel, and Rivera.
To the Committee on Economic Affairs and Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 8514, to further promote the mobility of persons with disability by mandating certain accessibility facilities and services, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 8515, providing for the Universal Disability Support Allowance for PWDs, by Representative Tambunting.
Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 8516, granting 10% discount rate and exempting from the VAT the monthly electric consumption of PWDs, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 8517, providing for the monthly subsidy for parents of children with disability, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 8518, prescribing the universal design principles, standards, specifications, and policies for the creation of barrier-free environments to enhance the dignity, independence, mobility, safety, and convenience of persons with special needs, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 8521, prohibiting banks from imposing service charges or fees on bank deposits or accounts falling under minimum maintaining balance, by Representative Villanueva.
To Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill 8522, creating one additional branch of RTC stationed in San Pascual, Batangas, and 2 additional branches of MTC stationed in Lobo, Batangas, and Tingloy, Batangas, respectively, by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8523, establishing an extension office of the LTO in San Pascual, Batangas, by Representative Luistro.
Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8524, establishing communal forests in the municipalities of Banganga, Boston, Caraga, Catiel, Manay, and Tarragona in the 1st District of Davao Oriental, by Representative Dayang Hirang.
To the Committee on Reforestation.
House Bill 8525, mandating the formulation, financing, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of a comprehensive and multi-year Tatak Pinoy, Proudly Filipino strategy, establishing a Tatak Pinoy Council, by Representative Kimbo.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 8528, converting the Marikina Science High School in Santa Elena, Marikina City into Marikina National Science High School by Representative Kimbo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 8529, regulating and modernizing the practice of medical technology in the Philippines by Representative Baronda.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 8530, amending the Fair Elections Act to include static and LED billboards and other outdoor advertising media as lawful election propaganda by Representative Talyado.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Bill 8531, expediting the procurement of life-saving medical equipment and devices, supplies, materials, tools, and consumables by Representative Marcos.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 8532, providing for a comprehensive food stamp program to aid all poor households in the country by Representative Romero.
To the Committee on Social Services.
House Bill 8533, reclassifying a parcel of land in the public domain located in Mabuhay, General Santos City as alienable and disposable land open to disposition for agricultural, residential, commercial, industrial, and for other purposes by Representative Acharon.
To the Committee on Natural Resources.
House Bill 8534, providing for the telecommunications technology readiness of buildings and structures by Representative Salceda.
To the Committee on Information and Communication Technologies.
House Bill 8535, augmenting the retirement, death, and survivorship benefits of the Solicitor General, Assistant Solicitors General, Senior State Solicitors, and State Solicitors of the Office of the Solicitor General by Representative Cuwa.
The Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8536, establishing the no-call, no-text, and no-email registration system and providing penalties for violations thereof by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 8537, providing for a comprehensive and rationalized grant of rewards to informers for the discovery of violations of internal revenue and customs laws by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 8538, strengthening the field offices of the COMELEC by upgrading and creating certain positions by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Bill 8539, providing for the development of the Pili industry, creating the Pili Research and Development Centers, establishing the Pili Subsidy Fund by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 8540, declaring November of every year as National Farmers and Fisher Folk Month by Representative Cuwa.
Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 8541, strengthening the Commission on Higher Education by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Higher Education and Technical Education.
House Bill 8542, providing for a comprehensive nursing law by Representative Cuwa.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 8543, converting the Esperanza Libac Road in Sultan Kudarat into a national road by Representative Swansing Horacio.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 8544, renewing for another 25 years the franchise granted to End Time Mission Broadcasting Service, Incorporated, by Representative Go Mark.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
House Bill 8545, converting the Baguio District Office of the LTO into a regular LTO Class A District Office in the City of Baguio, and the creation of Baguio Licensing Center into a regular LTO Class B Licensing Center in the City of Baguio, by Representative Go Mark.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8546, promoting the welfare and adoption of stray and impounded animals by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8547, to amend Article 320 on destructive arson of the Revised Penal Code of the Philippines by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 8548, declaring May 8 of every year as a special non-working holiday in San Pedro City, Laguna to be known as Sampaguita Day by Representative Matibag.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8549, granting Philippine citizenship to Ahmad Okla Al-Khalaf by Representative Yolago.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8550, mandating the return of the June to March school calendar by Representatives Castro, Franz, Rosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 8551, providing for the upgrade, modernization, and conversion of the Cotabato Provincial Hospital in Cotabato into the Cotabato Province Regional Hospital under the control, management, and supervision of the DOH by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 8552, establishing programs and services for the support of the mental health and wellness of teachers by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 8553, establishing the Waste Workers Health and Welfare Program by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 8554, regulating the establishment and use of online pharmacies in the Philippines by Representative Beron.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 8555, strengthening animal welfare in the Philippines by Representatives Yu Divina and Yu Jaisel.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 8556, providing for a uniform scheme for refund and rebooking of airline tickets in flights affected by prolonged natural disasters or pandemics by Representatives Castro France, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8557, providing a high salary for Filipino nurses, including flexible work hours and benefits, including free health care of medical insurance provided, and permanent introductory accommodation by Representative Baronda.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 8558, creating 3 additional branches of RTC in Surigao del Norte by Representative Barbers.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8559, further amending certain sections of the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994 by Representatives Go Mark, Romulo, Dimaporo, Muhammad Khalid, Garcia, Pablo Jan, and Benitez.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 8560, institutionalizing mechanisms for the protection of minor children whose parent or both parents are OFWs employed abroad by Representative Magsino.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs.
House Bill 8561, institutionalizing a 6% budgetary allocation of barangays for the implementation of programs, projects, activities, and services for senior citizens, PWDs, and solo parents by Representative Kimbo.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8562, renewing the franchise granted to Katigbak Enterprises San Pablo City Incorporated for another 25 years from the effectivity of this act by Representative Nograles Margarita.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchise.
House Bill 8563, providing for the protection of the rights of airline passengers and penalizing acts in violation thereof by Representative Romulo.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 8564, providing for the inclusion in the elementary, secondary, and tertiary education curricula the lives and heroism of comfort women during the Japanese occupation of the Philippines by Representatives Brosas, Castro, France, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Basic Education, Culture, and Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
Resolutions. House Resolution 1071, expressing profound congratulations and commendation to Filipino athlete Alvin Lobreguito for his exceptional representation of the Philippines in the men's freestyle 57-kilogram category of wrestling in the 32nd Southeast Asian Games in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, held on 6 to 9 May 2023, by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1072, expressing profound congratulations and commendation to Filipino athlete Jefferson Manatad for his exceptional representation of the Philippines in the men's freestyle 92-kilogram category of wrestling in the 32nd Southeast Asian Games, by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1073, expressing profound congratulations and commendation to Filipino athlete Hergy Bacaidan for her exceptional representation of the Philippines in her winning performance in the women's 65-kilogram category of Vovinam in the 32nd Southeast Asian Games, by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1076, congratulating and honoring the Philippine delegates on the 32nd Southeast Asian Games, by Representatives Tulfo Jocelyn and Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1077, directing the appropriate House committees to conduct an urgent investigation on the illegal mining operations along the Iponan River of Cagayan de Oro City, by Representative Suwan.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1082, calling for an inquiry into the long-delayed distribution of the one-time rice allowance to public school teachers and the distribution of indelible rice in some regions, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
The Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1083, commemorating the 41st anniversary of the June 7, 1982 Economic Zone-wide strike in Bataan Export Processing Zone under the Marcos dictatorship and recognizing its historical significance in the assertion of the workers' constitutional right to strike, by Representatives Brosas, Castro Franz, and Manuel.
The Committee on Economic Affairs.
House Resolution 1084, directing the Committee on Ecology to consider using Laguna Lake as an alternative source of potable water to support Angat Dam, by Representative Campos.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1085, congratulating and commending E.J. Obiena for winning in the Spare Vest Virgin Jump Challenge held in Norway on June 10, 2023, by Representative Gomez.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1086, urging the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources to conduct a hearing to determine the propriety of amending RA number 8550 as amended, by Representative Tiangco.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1087, expressing profound condolences of the House of Representatives on the demise of the Honorable General Rodolfo Biazon, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1088, urging the DSWD to integrate financial inclusion, literacy, and resilience modules in its 4Ps and other livelihood programs, by Representative Alba.
The Committee on Social Services.
House Resolution 1089, urging the National Anti-Poverty Commission to integrate financial inclusion, literacy, and resilience trainings in all its anti-poverty programs and initiatives, by Representative Alba.
To the Committee on Poverty Alleviation.
House Resolution 1090, urging the Committee on Health, Committee on Trade and Industry, and other appropriate House committees to look into and investigate the proliferation of the online sale of unregistered products such as cosmetics and food supplements, by Representative Berot.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1091, urging the House through the Committee on Human Rights to immediately conduct an investigation on the brutal massacre of the Pausto family in Himamaylan City, Negros Occidental, allegedly committed by the 94th Infantry Battalion of the Philippine Army, by Representatives Brosas, Castro, Franz, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1092, directing the appropriate House committee to conduct an inquiry into the unwarranted graduation of non-poor beneficiaries of the 4Ps and urge the DSW to institute a systematic appeal mechanism for beneficiaries who wish to appeal their graduation from the program, by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1093, urging the Committee on Transportation to conduct an investigation of the complaints against Cebu Pacific regarding overbooking, offloading, and booking glitches, by Representatives Brosas, Castro Franz, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1094, condemning in strongest terms and call for immediate junking of Resolution number 2023-04 of the Kalinga Provincial Task Force to end local communist armed conflict and the list of sectoral front organizations prepared by the 50th Infantry Battalion of the Philippine Army, and urging the House through the Committee on Human Rights to investigate the baseless red tagging of organizations and the policy of requiring NGOs to secure permits, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1095, condemning the profiling operations of the DepEd against the Alliance of Concerned Teachers and the disclosure of processing of the personal information and sensitive personal information of their members in violation of the 1987 Constitution and the Data Privacy Act, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1096, urging the Committees on Human Rights and Women and Gender Equality to investigate the recent brutal killings of women by their partners and to recommend measures to prevent gender-related killings, by Representatives Brosas, Castro Franz, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1097, urging the DOLE to integrate financial inclusion, literacy, and resilience programs in its TUPAD, GIP, and other employment programs, by Representative Alba.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Resolution 1098, urging the Philippine Commission for Women to integrate financial inclusion, literacy, and resilience program in its women empowerment programs and initiatives.
To the Committee on Women and Gender Equality.
House Resolution 1099, urging the PSA to include a financial resilience index in its regular data gathering for household-based surveys, by Representative Alba.
to the Committee on Population and Family Relations,
House Resolution 1011 suspending the franchise granted to Cebu Air Incorporated under Republic Act Number 7151 by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
to the Committee on Legislative Franchises,
House Resolution 1102 expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Rodolfo G. Biazon, former Senator during the 9th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th Congresses, former Representative of the Lone District of Muntinlupa City during the 15th and 16th Congresses, and former Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines by Representative Fresnelli.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1103 directing the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to investigate the disposal of the PCGG building in Mandaluyong City and its implications on the bid to recover ill-gotten wealth from the Marcoses by Representatives Brosas, Castro France, and Manuel.
Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1104 directing the review of PD number 114, also known as the Pawn Shop Regulation Act, and conducting an inquiry regarding its implementation by Representative Herrera.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1105 directing the appropriate committees of the House to conduct an inquiry into the airline passengers' complaints against perennial delayed and canceled flights, booking hitches, offloading, and other air travel issues attributable to various domestic airlines by Representative Magsino.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1106 calling for the immediate ratification by the Philippine government of International Labor Organization Convention number 81, otherwise known as the Labor Inspection Convention 1947 number 81
to
by
the Committee on,
Representative Mendoza.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Resolution 1107 directing the Committee on Public Accounts and the Committee on Muslim Affairs to jointly conduct an inquiry into the 2023 Hajj by Representative Mastura.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1108 congratulating and commending Joint Task Force Zamboanga Peninsula and Lanao Zampelan under the leadership of Major General Antonio G. Navarrete of the 1st Infantry Tabak Division, the 102nd Infantry Brigade under the leadership of Commanding Officer Brigadier General Elmer Tex D. Soderio, and the 44th Infantry Battalion under the leadership of Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Anchary H. Pumbaya, PA, for the successful surrender of lawless elements last June 29, 2023 by Representative Palma.
to the Committee on National Defense and Security,
House Resolution 1109 urging the appropriate committee to investigate the business conduct, selection, and approval of promotional video produced by Doyle, Dane, and Bernbach Philippines, DDB, to the Department of Tourism for its Love the Philippines promotional campaign by Representative Abante.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1110 expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Tomas M. Dumpit, former representative of the 2nd Legislative District of La Union during the 11th, 12th, and 13th Congresses by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Dalipe, Libanan, Marcos, Romualdez Yeda Marie, and Asidre.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1111 expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Rodolfo G. Biazon, former Senator, representative of the Lone District of Muntinlupa during the 15th, 16th Congresses, and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Dalipe, Libanan, Marcos, Romualdez Yeda Marie, and Asidre.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1112 expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Corazon T. Nunez Malanyaon, Governor of the Province of Davao Oriental and former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Davao Oriental during the 12th, 13th, 17th, and 18th Congresses by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Dalipe, Libanan, Marcos, Romualdez Yeda Marie, and Asidre.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1113 congratulating and honoring Johan Chua and James Aranas after winning the 2023 World Cup of Pool held in Lugo, Spain by Representatives Duterte, Yap Eric, and Yap Edvic.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Resolution 1114 urging the appropriate committee to conduct an investigation on the alleged torture of the suspects in the murder of Governor Roel de Gamo and 9 others while in the custody of the PNP and/or the NBI along the special treatment and accommodation of Jose Adrian Dera by the NBI by Representative Abante.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 1115 directing the House through its Committee on Tourism and Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to investigate the controversy on the branding campaign program of the Department of Tourism and the video promoting Philippine tourism that uses foreign stock footages by Representatives Castro Franz Brosas and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1116, urging the Department of Foreign Affairs to establish a consular office in the state of Washington, USA, by Representative Guardiola.
To the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
House Resolution 1117, directing the House through its Committee on Foreign Affairs to investigate the covert flights of United States military planes in the Philippines and its implications on national sovereignty and security, by Representatives Castro Franz Brosas and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1118, expressing the profound condolences of the House to the bereaved family of the Honorable Corazon T. Nunez Malanaon, Governor of the Province of Davao Oriental, and former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Davao Oriental during the 12th, 13th, 17th, and 18th Congresses, by Representative Zamora.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1119, urging the House to oppose the stockpiling of defense equipment, supplies, and material, including but not limited to weapons, ammunition, missiles, in Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement sites around the Philippines, by Representative Castro Franz Brosas and Manuel.
To the Committee on National Defense and Security.
House Resolution 1120, directing the House through the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to investigate the questionable procurement of the new logo of the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, by Representatives Castro Franz Brosas and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1121, congratulating and commending Nikki Dimora for being crowned as Miss Grand Philippines 2023, held at the SM Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City on July 13, 2023, by Representative Suwan.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1124, congratulating and commending Carlos Edriel Yulo for winning the 2023 Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championship held in Singapore on June 10 to 18, 2023, by Representative Gomez.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1125, directing the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry on the harmonization of laws, policies, and regulations on snail dredging, by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Concurrent Resolution 13, granting consent to Senate President Pro Tempore Loren Legarda to accept the ASEAN Biodiversity Hero Award, by Representative Arenas.
The Committee on Foreign Affairs.
House Concurrent Resolution Number 14, granting consent to the Senate President Pro Tempore Loren Legarda to accept the Commendatore to the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic, by Representative Arenas.
To the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Message from the President. Message dated May 31st, 2023 of President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. to House Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, certifying the necessity of the immediate enactment of Senate Bill 2233, strengthening the public-private partnerships.
To the Committee on Rules.
Messages from the Senate. Messages dated May 31st, 2023, informing the House that on even date the Senate approved the conference committee reports of the bicameral conference committees on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 2212 and House Bill number 7751, Senate Bill 1480 and House Bill 7939, and Senate Bill 1594 and House Bill 1171.
To the Committee on Rules.
Message dated May 31st, 2023, informing the House that on even date the Senate designated Senators Mark Villar, Pia Cayetano, De La Rosa, Gatchalian, Tolentino, Alan Peter Cayetano, and Pimentel as conferees to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 2020 and House Bill 6608.
To the Committee on Rules.
Message dated June 1st, 2023, informing the House that on May 31st, the Senate designated Senators Escudero, Gatchalian, Angara, De La Rosa, and Ontiveros as conferees to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 1359 and House Bill 6483.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communications. Various letters, email, and reports submitted by local government chief executives and officials regarding their fund utilization and status of program project implementation of the Local Government Support Fund, LGSF.
To the Committee on Rules.
Letter dated April 28, 2023 of the Regional Director, Dole Region 11, notifying the House of Representatives that they received 2 donated vehicles through a deed of donation.
Session suspended.
Kaya pa naman. Okay lang, tapos na.
Para session resume. Secretary General, please proceed.
Letter dated April 28, 2023 of the Regional Director, Dole Region 11, notifying the House of Representatives that they received 2 donated vehicles through a deed of donation.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
Letter dated May 8, 2023 of the Regional Director, DPWH Regional Office 8, submitting to the House a copy of their monthly status report as of May 31st, 2023 in the 1st District of Leyte.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
Letter dated May 11, 2023 of the Regional Director, COA Regional Office 13, submitting to the House copies of their annual audit reports for the year ending December 31st, 2022 on certain state universities and colleges.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated May 18, 2023 of the Acting Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity, informing the House that OPA Pru's financial report for the month of April 2023 was submitted to the Unified Reporting System and posted on their official website.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated May 19, 2023 of the Regional Director, COA Regional Office 4-A, furnishing the House with a copy of the annual audit report on the Forest Products Research and Development Institute for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated May 22, 2023 of the Regional Director, COA Regional Office 4-A, furnishing the House with a copy of the annual audit report of the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated May 22, 2023 of the Presidential Advisor on Legislative Affairs and Head PLLO, submitting to the House a copy of their quarterly physical report of operations as of March 31st, 2023.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated May 24, 2023 of the Bank Officer 6, Office of the General Counsel and Legal Services, BSP, transmitting to the House duly certified copies of certain BSP issuances.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
Letter dated May 24, 2023 of the Regional Director, COA Regional Office 4-A, furnishing the House with copies of their annual audit reports on certain water districts for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated May 26, 2023 of the Regulatory Affairs, Smart Communications Incorporated, submitting to the House a copy of their annual report for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
Letters dated May 29, 2023 of the Regional Director, COA Regional Office 4-A, furnishing the House with copies of their annual audit reports for the year ending December 31st, 2022 on Batangas State University and Southern Luzon State University.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated May 29, 2023 of the Audit Team Leader, COA Regional Office 11, furnishing the House with copies of their annual audit reports for the year ending December 31st, 2022 on Mindanao Development Authority and Davao Integrated Development Program Project Management Office.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated June 26, 2023 of the COA Chairperson, transmitting to the House a copy of their annual audit report on the House for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Annual audit reports on certain state universities and college for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Annual audit reports on certain water districts for the year ending December 31st, 2022.
Committee on Public Accounts.
Various reports on fund utilization and status of program project implementation of LGSF submitted by certain cities and municipalities.
Committee on Appropriations.
Report on fund utilization and status of program project activity implementation under the Financial Assistance to LGUs charged against the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Fund of the Province of Batanes for the month of May 2022.
Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated February 23, 2023 of the Executive Secretary, Office of the President, Malacanang, transmitting 2 original copies of RA 11938, which was signed by President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
To the archives.
Letters dated June 15, 2023 of the Executive Secretary, Office of the President, Malacanang, transmitting 2 original copies each of the following Republic Acts, which were signed by President Marcos. Republic Act numbers 11940, 11941, 11942, 11943, 11944, 11945, 11946, 11947, 11948, 11949, 11950, 11951, and 11952.
To the archives.
Letter dated July 7, 2023 of the Executive Secretary, Office of the President, Malacanang, transmitting 2 original copies of Republic Act number 11953, which were signed by President Marcos.
To the archives.
Report dated July 5, 2023 of the Secretary General of the House on enrolled copies of consolidated version of Senate Bill 2020 and House Bill 6608, which were returned to the Senate and to be transmitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House. Report dated July 5, 2023 of the Secretary General of the House on enrolled copies of consolidated version of House Bill 7909 and Senate Bill 2219, which were transmitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. Report dated July 6, 2023 of the Secretary General of the House on enrolled copies of consolidated version of Senate Bill 1615 and House Bill 5961, which were returned to the Senate and to be transmitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of Rules of the House. Report dated July 10, 2023 of the Secretary General of the House on enrolled copies of House Bill number 7185, which were returned to the Senate and to be transmitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House. Committee reports. Committee Report Number 667, submitted by the Committee on Youth and Sports Development and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 8495. Committee Report Numbers 668 and 671, submitted by the Committee on Higher and Technical Education and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill Numbers 8496 and 8499, respectively. Committee Report Number 669, submitted by the Committee on Basic Education and Culture on House Resolution 1075. Committee Report Number 670, submitted by the Committee on Poverty Alleviation and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 8497. Committee Report Number 672, submitted by the Committee on Public Works and Highways on House Bill Number 8500. Committee Report Number 673, submitted by the Committee on Natural Resources on House Bill 8503. Committee Report Number 674, submitted by the Committee on Natural Resources and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 8504. Committee Report Number 675, submitted by the Special Committee on Basis Conversion on House Bill 8505. Committee Report Numbers 676, 677, 678, 679, 680, 681, 682, 683, and 684, submitted by the Committee on Interparliamentary Relations and Diplomacy on House Resolutions 406, 407, 408, 814, 832, 1078, 1079, 1080, and 1081, respectively. Committee Report Number 685, submitted by the Committee on Higher and Technical Education and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill Number 8519. Committee Report Number 686, submitted by the Committee on Local Government on House Bill 8520. Committee Report Number 687, submitted by the Committee on Public Works and Highways and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 8526. Committee Report Number 688, submitted by the Committee on Public Works and Highways on House Bill 8527. Committee Report Number 689, submitted by the Special Committee on Nuclear Energy on House Resolution 1100. Committee Report Numbers 690 and 691, submitted by the Special Committee on Reforestation on House Bill Numbers 8568 and 8569, respectively. Committee Report Number 692, submitted by the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 8580. Committee Report Number 693, submitted by the Committee on Natural Resources, the Committee on Appropriations, and the Committee on Ways and Means on House Bill 8586.
The aforementioned committee reports are all referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, we move to recognize Representative Edsa Lagman for his manifestation.
Congressperson Egso Lagman of Albay, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this morning, I sent a text message to the distinguished Majority Leader requesting that my delivery of my counter SONA be calendared this afternoon. I was informed later that said delivery will be deferred up to tomorrow. I cannot understand the reason for the delay, but I will submit to the discretion of the Majority Leader. Consequently, Mr. Speaker, pending my actual delivery tomorrow, which I hope can be given priority, I will be submitting a copy of my privilege speech of my counter SONA to the Office of the Secretary General and the Plenary Affairs Bureau in manifestation of my readiness to deliver the counter SONA today, pursuant to our tradition that as much as possible, the counter SONA should be delivered a day after the President's SONA. This will also constitute a constructive delivery of my counter SONA. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Congressman. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, move to recognize the guests of Honorable Rosemary Conejos Panotes, namely Romulo B. Bautista, Winu Bautista, Rain Bon Bautista, John Philip Lavaro, Ivy Jean Lavaro, Athalia Berenice Lavaro, Esmeralda Lopez, Elsie Lopez, Sonia Ramos, Janice Camascal, Cyril Daculo, Salome Resurrection, Ronnie Daculo, Randy Salvo, Francia Salvo, Jose Calvario, Lydia Abiede, June Rania, Richie Rania, Carlin Rania, Ariel Chavez, Altia Chavez, Norman Roselis, Joel Quino, Jubert Estrella, Michael Villagomez, Janice Villagomez, Janelyn Henova, Rochi Pabilo, Willie Pangan, Mark De Los Santos, and Mark Cruz.
To the guests of Congressperson Honorable Rosemary Conejos Panotes inside this distinguished house, please stand. Saan sila? Nandun, okay. On behalf of our Speaker Martin Romualdez, welcome to the House of Representatives. Magandang hapon po. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we move to suspend in the meantime. Motion to suspend.
Session suspended. Okay na? Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we move to recognize the guests of Representative Arlene D. Brosas of the Gabriela Women's Party, namely Kenneth Rementilla, Jasmine Yvette Rubia, John Peter Angelo Garcia, Claire Denise Bukaw, Josine Nicole Wernes, Haley Jade Pecayo, Juvie Ann Bibing, Charmaine Maranan, Jocelyn Rubia, and Douglas Rubia Sr.
The guests of Congresswoman Gabriela, party list Arlene Rosas, defenders of human rights of the Southern Mintagalog. Please stand. Saan po sila? There you are in front of me. On behalf of Speaker Martin Romualdez, welcome to the House of Representatives. Good afternoon. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we move to adjourn sessions until tomorrow, July 26, Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Session is hereby adjourned as stated. Thank you.